we are going to learn about our moon misconceptions. So the moon is a celestial body that we normally see in our sky, besides our sun, but we don't really fully understand a lot, or at least a lot of students don't retain the information about the moon. So we are going to cover the misconceptions, address them, and correct them. Okay? So the first misconception I want to identify and correct are moon phases. Can anybody tell me what causes moon phases or why we have moon phases? Okay.
It deals with the angle of the Earth and the moon, I think.
Right, so why don't we always see a full moon all the time?
It's tilted.
Okay, close.
Because we, as in the Earth, blocks the sunlight so that we cannot see it.
Right, so the shadow of the Earth causes moon phases. So today we're going to look at and visualize, hopefully give you guys a better understanding of what causes the moon phases and how we can identify the moon phases. So the next question I'm going to ask you is, does the moon rise and set at the same time all the time?
No.
No, correct, it does not. So we're going to look at that and figure out how we can figure out what moon phase rises and sets. Okay, so let's get started. So there's 9 phases of the moon, and they're pictured up here. Can anybody tell me what the first one is? There's nothing there. What is it? Is that
The new moon?
very good? It's the new moon. What about the next one? It's not waxing. You're close. Waning. No, actually you're right. It's waxing. Waxing crescent. What about the next one? Half moon, right? That's a phase, right? Half moon? No. The half moon, see? This one right here and that one at the bottom, there's no such thing as a half moon. It's first quarter and third quarter. So the first one is first quarter. Can anybody tell me what the next one is? Still waxing.
Gibbous?
Yes, it's a waxing gibbous. And then the next one, hopefully everyone knows this one. Full moon, thank you. Okay, now we're going to be waning. So this is a waning gibbous. And then next one's not a half moon, it's a third quarter. Very good. And last but not least, waning crescent. Very good. I'm going to give you a tip to remember those as we go through. Okay, so this is a picture of the Earth. This is our sunlight that's coming in. And we have 9 phases of the moon. Now the 9 phases obviously look like that in the night sky, but that's not what we see on Earth. So with the sunlight coming in, the sunlight can only shine on half of a sphere. So let's do that. So it's only shining on half of a sphere. So you can see this half of Earth is in daytime, this half of Earth is nighttime. So the tangent trick is where we bring math into science. Tangent is a line that's on top of a circle, but it only intersects with the circumference of the circle, right, Danielle? Yes. So what we do with the tangent line is there's only half of a sphere that's illuminated by the sun, but we can only see half of the moon. So what we do is we cut the moon in half on each of them. So this is a good example. So half of the moon is daylight, half of it is sunlight or dark, but we can only see this half that's dark. So this is the new moon. So we don't see that. This side, on the other side, we only see the half of the moon that's illuminated, which is the full moon. Now these other ones in the middle, this one for example, we only see half of a half, so we see a quarter of the moon. So how do we tell between this is a first quarter or a third quarter, or vice versa? Or what about this? What do you think this is, this little pie piece? This little pie piece that we see? It's going to be one of the crescents. So we have those lines, but let's get rid of those lines because they're a little bit messy. Well, we'll cut off half the moon now. So we can only see half of that. So we'll get rid of the lines. And now we can just see what we see from Earth. So we can see this is dark. This is going to be our new moon. On the other side, full moon. This little sliver is going to be one of the crescents. Quarter moon, gibbous, quarter, crescent. So let's figure out how we tell which ones are waning and which ones are waxing. If the right side of the moon is white, it's getting gray. If the right is left, then there's not much left. So if the right side of the moon is illuminated, then it's getting bright, which means it's waxing. And if the left side of the moon is illuminated, there's not much left, so it's waning. So here's our phases again, and we can see that the right side of the moon is illuminated, which means it's getting bigger, and the left side means it's diminishing. So when do we see each phase in the sky? When does it rise and when does it set? So the same thing, half of the moon or half of the earth is illuminated by the sun and half of it is dark. So when we go from from light to dark, that's sunset, and we go from dark to light, that's sunrise. Does everyone agree on that? And then the middle of daytime is noon and the middle of nighttime is midnight. So with this fancy little trick, we can see that the new moon is visible from sunrise to sunset. The waxing crescent is visible from about in between sunrise and noon and sets about in between sunset and midnight. That's why you can see the moon during the day sometimes. The first quarter rises at noon and sets at midnight. The waxing gibbous, halfway through noon and sunset, halfway through midnight and sunrise. Full moon is visible all night from sunset to sunrise. And we'll go the other way. The gibbous, a waning gibbous, third quarter, and a waning crescent. So we'll have a little check of your understanding. When do we see a full moon? All night, all day, halfway night, half day. It's always changing.
All night.
All night, very good. And why is it all night?
Because it's from sunset all the way till sunrise.
Very good. What about a new moon? All day, right. But we only see the shaded part from the new moon, and that's what I see during the day, because the sun is illuminating the other side that we don't see. Okay, so I hope that we corrected those misconceptions about the moon. You can take that information and look outside, look at the moon, and tell me which one it is next time you see it.